Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jolene and this is Libbyland. Today we are doing another round of Dicey Decisions. So I am going to be playing in my A6 binder today for challenges. And for those that are new and don't know what Dicey Decisions are, this is basically like the style of Mini Mondays. I just did not want to hold myself to a particular day to do these. My goal is to do these videos weekly, but the days will fluctuate on when I do those. And I didn't want to make a promise to have a day within the title of them. Also, with the title of it, I could be talking about things that are not appropriate for children. So I thought Dicey Decisions was a pretty clever title for this. And the way that I have chosen to do my A6 binder, and I got this idea from Michelle off of Ladybug Budgets. I am rolling a dice that only has the numbers 1, and there is a 2 on here, and there is a 0. The 0 represents a 3. So I will go through each envelope and I will roll this dice, and this dice will tell me how many bills I will put into that envelope. So let's go ahead and get this money counted, and I am going to tell you what we're going to talk about today, or what I'm going to talk about today. So today I am stuffing a total of 5, 10, 15, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 40. And I am going to mix these 5s in. And I'm going to tell you what I'm going to talk about today. So with these, with Dicey Decisions, I could be doing, you've seen me do Would You Rather, and I can't remember what I did the first time, but I've done, this is my third episode, so to speak, of this, but I could have like story time, I could have like this or that, would you rather, I had icebreaker questions is what I had the first time. And the idea of this is for you guys to get to know me and also strike up some conversation in the comments, so hopefully I can get to know you too. Today I am just going to flat out allow you to get to know me, and also an idea too, if there are things that you would like to know about me, drop them in the comments, please. I would love for you to learn to get to know about me. There are certain things that I can't share financially on here, and I have explained that on my channel a few times, and that is not to remain secretive or anything, but that is to keep my privacy, because I do have people both in my personal and professional life that support my channel and watch my videos. So today is going to be a get to know me, the beginning. And so I have several notes written down, and I'm just going to start to kind of explain things about myself, and I'll see how far I get in my notes as I play my games. And then on another video, I'll pick up where I left off if I didn't get all the way through. So we'll go ahead and first turn to the envelope that we are going to start on. And so last time I ended on this envelope, and this is so that every envelope gets love, and that's why I decided to do my A6 binder in this fashion. I lost my train of thought there. It'll come back to me. But, so I'll go ahead and first let you know my age, because I don't think I have ever mentioned it on here, but I am, before I go that route, I did share recently that I am on a mission to not pay off debt. I want to be very clear on that. So I want to pay down debt. The reason why I am choosing to word it in that way is I don't want to feel discouraged. I don't want to feel like this goal is not attainable. And so I want to make sure that if I say that I'm paying down my debt, then as I put extra payments towards that debt and I see progress, then I know I am still meeting my goal, because I very much have debt. And that is what I can't share, is how much, to who, all of that, yada, yada. I can tell you I don't own a home. I do have a car loan. And so with my savings challenges that you see me do on a weekly basis, my regular savings challenges, those are primarily going towards my debt. Same thing goes with my Dicey decisions and these mini challenges that I am playing. In this binder currently, the only one that is the exception to that rule is this Costco one. This I am going to put towards my Costco envelope, but everything else is going to get reallocated to extra debt. So maybe boring to some folks, but that is how hyper-focused I am on trying to get debt paid down. All right, so let's go ahead and roll. All right, so 0 represents 3 bills, so Costco's going to get 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to keep going. So how old am I? I am the ripe age of 43. And so some of you, I can't remember if I ever mentioned that, but that is how old I am. I am born and raised in Washington. I'm not going to specify cities or anything like that, but I have lived in Washington my entire life. I have never lived anywhere else other than that. I am from a small town, but random, I don't know if you want to call it a fun fact, but I was actually, the hospital that I was born in is the same hospital that my mom took her last breath in. So my life began at the same hospital where my mom's ended, but that same hospital is the same hospital that saved my husband's life. So that put a positive spin on that hospital for me again. So it is not the same hospital that Olivia was born at, though, that my Livy was born at. She was born at a different hospital. So I wanted to share that with you guys. I am the oldest. Whoops, I'm not going to count that. I am the oldest of 3 kids. I was 5 when my sister was born, and then I was had just turned 7 when my brother was born. And I only have one child, so my Livy is my only child. And but I did experience a miscarriage before Livy, and it was a year before I conceived Livy. So Livy is a rainbow baby. I come from, so I, again, am only one of, oh, perfect, 3 or 2 ended on. I am from a big family, so I'm only one of 3, but on both my mom and my dad's side, they both come from large families. So my mom was one of 10 kids. That makes me one of 60 plus grandkids just on my mom's side alone. My dad was one of 6, or my dad is one of 6. And I am half Filipino, so my dad is Filipino from the Philippines, and my mom is white. And she is the one that was from Washington, and her and my dad actually met because my dad was what they call a merchant marine, and he came and docked in the town where my mom is from. So this challenge got 5, 10, 11, 12. So, and I had 5, so we're going to fill in. I'm going to leave that bow partially done there because I have an even number, so I can't fill in the rest of that, but I do need to fill in 6 bows because I have 12. So my mom met my dad through him coming through into port on the ship. My mom's older sisters took her to the ship to go party, and she met my dad. And the rest is history, I guess. But like I stated, I am from a really small town, and I was glad to get out of there. And it is it's still within driving distance to where I live now, but it's far enough away that I don't have to step foot in that town. So this now total has 5, 10, 15, 16, 17. It is to the point where when we do go there, because I still have family that lives there, and Livy goes and stays with my aunt that still lives down where I'm from, but it's just one of those towns that when you get there and you drive into the town, I literally think to myself, fuck. Yeah, I hate it. I absolutely hate going to that town. This one got 1, 2, 3, 4. But I only need 2 for it. So let's fill in the remaining 2. So 1, 2. So we'll just grab this, put this up here. Let me make sure I'm still recording. But where I was going with that is I lived in that small town, and I lived in the same house my entire life until I moved out. So same house, entire life, never experienced moving until I moved out. So this one has 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So this one is completed. So I'll put it up here. And I'm gonna put in, where I'm just gonna grab from the top here. I'm gonna have each of these cakes worth $1. And there's 2 here, so we're gonna start this one off with 2. So what kind of student was I? I was actually a really good student. My mom was very strict on me. I was the oldest, so the expectations for me were very different than my brother and sister, but I had to get straight A's. So in elementary and junior high, I did have straight A's. And then when I got to high school, classes were a little bit harder. I was also very much involved with sports. So this one got 5, 6, 7, 8. And I did make each of these worth $2, but I had 5 from the last time, so I still have an off number. So 8. So I'm gonna fill in 4 of these, and we still have an extra $1. But when I got to high school, so I was a jock in high school. My freshman year, I did play 3 sports. And then with politics and everything, I just did not enjoy, so I narrowed it down to just fast pitch softball. I did work to become MVP my freshman year on varsity, so not to toot my own horn, but beep beep. I was a badass on the field. 5, 10, 11, 12, 13 is what this one has now. But with many high schools, politics played a role in me soon not liking the sport. The coach that was there just made me lose the love for the game. I was on my way to a full ride scholarship to UCLA. And then my senior year came. So as far as what type of student I was in high school, I did graduate with honors, and I did finish in the top 10% of my class. But my senior year came, and the way that it worked in my high school is they had a program that you could, during your senior year, you could do whatever credits you still had to do to make sure that you graduated, but you could do running start for college, but they also had an option for beauty school, to do beauty school while you were in high school. The high school paid for your beauty school, so as long as you were still in high school. And I was in a pageant when I was 11. I was in this beauty pageant, and in that video, and when I was on stage, they asked what I wanted to be, and it was a cosmetologist. I had wanted to be a cosmetologist for many years, and I saw my chance. So I was faced with the decision, do I continue to play the sport? Because I had to make a decision my summer going into my senior year. And that is when sports were going to start. So I needed to make a decision what I was going to do. So I opted to quit sports, let go of the dream of UCLA to go the career route and go to beauty school. So this got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I started beauty school going into my senior year. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. And so now in this envelope, I have 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So only 7 left to go. Yep, that's right. Okay. And again, this one is the exception to the rule. This will be reallocated to my Costco envelope. So yeah, so I was doing beauty school, and so I was going to high school in the morning, and then straight from high school, I would go to beauty school. And the way that worked was, again, while you were in beauty school, the high school paid for your beauty school. And so my goal was to get in as many hours, which I had to complete 2,200 hours of beauty school in order to get my certificate, so then I could go on to get my license. When I did beauty school, it was required that you did both the hair, or all three, the hair, esthetician, and nails all at the same time. So that's where the 2,200 hours came from. At that time, I don't know if it's still the same, but Washington was one of the highest number of hours that was required. So this one got 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to fill in 2 of these. So I was president of beauty school, and I was always in the top 5 students. So once you got put on the floor, is what they called it, there were certain stations, and there were tests every week, so you kept a grade just like you would with school. So this one now has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I have an extra $1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, I don't. So I marked 1. Oh, well, I'll figure it out. So I was always in the top 5 students, either first or second chair. It was something that came naturally to me. So people say you can have the skill or the will. At the time, I had both. I enjoyed doing hair. So I graduated high school in June of 2000. I was the class of the millennium. So June of 2000 graduated, and then August of 2000, I was the first to graduate in my class because I was always at school. There was no possible way that I could finish it, even if I did not miss any hours, but it's because high school cut into that part of my day. So high school first, then beauty school, but it was Tuesday through Saturday. So there were a lot of girls that went in my class that always missed Saturdays or just didn't go straight from high school to beauty school. And so I was the first to graduate out of my class. And then I went to, so now this one has 5, 6, 7, 8. I went to, so by that point I had graduated high school, I had graduated beauty school, and I need to grab my debt envelope to reallocate that. So give me just a second. Okay, sorry about that short little break there, but I needed to get my debt binder, or not my debt binder, but my envelope. So where I left off is I had graduated high school, I had graduated beauty school, and for my senior trip, I went with my dad to the Philippines. And it was such a special trip because my dad had not been back to the Philippines in 23 years. So by that point, well over my entire lifetime, he had not been back. And it was the coolest thing to see. They actually had thought my dad had passed away because he didn't write letters. My family at the time didn't have like any phones or anything as I was growing up. And so my dad, the only way that my mom did stay in contact with my Lolo and my Lola up until they, had passed away. But my dad didn't. My mom would ask him to write and he wouldn't for one reason or another. I don't know if he felt guilty for leaving them or whatever the case may be, but it was the coolest thing to, because here in Washington, I don't have none of my dad's family is here. I only have one cousin and she lives in Hawaii, but other than that, all of my Filipino family is in the Philippines. So this is going to be, so I have 16 here. So 382, this should be. So I went there and it was the coolest thing to see people that look like my dad, which I had never experienced before. So it was just such a cool experience. So I got to go and do that. We were there for 15 days, and when I got back, so before we left, I had already lined up my first full-time job at a salon. So when I got back several days later, I did start my full-time job in a salon. 2 weeks after that, I started full-time college. And in high school, I was never the type to skip class. I was afraid to. My mom, again, very strict. And I was a good kid. And so once I got to college, I saw, oh, you don't get in trouble for missing class. Girl, I never went to class. I did not have professors that I really liked. I didn't enjoy school. I just got burnt out really quick with full-time work, full-time school, and just being burnt out from high school with honors classes and things like that. So I did not do well in college. I did 1 year and that was it. So now in my extra debt, I have 1, 2, 300, 20, 40, 50, 60, 70, 75, 6, 7, 8, 9, 80, 1, 2. So 382 we got going in here. All right. So, yeah, so I completed a year of college, and I think that's a good stopping place for kind of a cliffhanger. But yeah, so that is about me so far. Let me know if you have any questions, any comments. But thank you so much for watching. I completed one challenge today to go towards extra debt. So if you haven't already, please comment, like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.